Hello, BAME Farm fans. So we saw the new 5610 there in the snow in January, picking up round bales and dragging them home. And I didn't catch this, but we made our first planting of sweet corn a couple days ago, and the planter kept dropping. Especially I noticed it when we were being chased by rain back to the barn, and the planter was going down on the road. What a blast. So I gotta keep yelling up to Dad, lift the planter, as it's on the road. Not that we're going that far, we're just planting out back, not far away, but we gotta get to the field from the road. And we're just, we just discover oils coming out here. And we'll see how good the camera can view the outlet hole there. Overexposure, here we come. Let's see, maybe that looks pretty good. Can you see the pieces of O-ring? Like that white chunk right there is O-ring. Then I had a stupid thought, maybe a scary thought, like, were those O-rings? Kind of see that one in there. That's not black. It's kind of translucent whitish brown. I don't know if that's a factory O-ring in there. Is that a replacement O-ring? Or is that what happens because somebody, I'm guilty of this too, way back when, used 303 hydraulic fluid that was super cheap at Rural King and whatever other places. Yeah. I don't know. I have no way of testing to say, oh, what kind of oil do you have? I don't have any of those gadgets. But I did get a kit to replace those, and I want to spread manure with this tomorrow. And the way that's falling apart is rather scary. And I'm like, is that a product of the type of oil? And then I think about all the tractors that had that put in, and like, ooh, is every O-ring turning to dust because of 303? Well, I'm sure somebody will have some comments about that, so you might as well lay them out and let's see who knows their oil, because I sure don't know enough, but I know enough to get myself in trouble. Well, fix it again, Tony sold me some expensive O-rings with directions for, let's see, I, Italian, and GB, Great Britain. There, see, it says Italy up there. Lovely, with some pictures and instructions, with an O-ring and a backing ring. And I guess I'll do this on one set, and the other set I'm going to go in my O-ring box and get, 2 10-cent O-rings, and we'll try those out and see which one leaks first. I mean, hopefully these don't, because it was $30 for 2 little pieces of plastic. And I bought new fertilizer tubes for the planter. Those are rubber, foot long, $11. Yeah, the price difference, the ridiculousness. But if you need the cast iron pieces for the bottom of those fertilizer boxes on the planter, you might as well sell the planter, because it's not worth it to get those. They were $600 a piece, and if you need 4 of them, well, that 4 row is probably only worth about $1,500. Yep. Can't afford the fertilizer, can't afford to put it down, can't afford to do nothing. My new alternate, and if you're close, a few of my friends I've threatened if you just can't afford to do this, I may just have to revert to selling feed picks or something. Because that makes money in this economy. They're supposed to be sandwiched in that configuration, rubber forward. And this is going to be tough to see on camera. But I'll try to hold this very still. The top side there has a little bit of shape to it. The bottom or back side is flat, and that's supposed to be towards us in the groove in the outlet. How do we do that? With tiny little tools and making up some new bad words that we won't show on camera. We're just going to snap our fingers and it's going to be done. Okay, well, we got the lines put into our remotes back here. No leak. Not that we're doing anything. We're just sitting here looking good. Time to get her all loaded up. Get a view of that. Yes, we'll test out the 56. Hopefully we're solid enough out there now that we're back into rainy season. But I got a few areas we gotta spread where we chop silage off, like around the barns here. Be glad you guys don't have smell-o-vision. Well, what do y'all think of that load? It's not one of my typical overloaded loads, but we're above the splash guards on the side. Yep. Time to hop in and let's get after it. Yep. Time to go. Climbing in there is a wee bit challenging. I mean, they're probably worse than everybody complains about 86 series cabs, but probably no worse than everybody's beloved sound guard. Safety. Extra safe. Really, really safe. Come on. There we go. Of course, for the camera, the neutral safety switch is extra useful. It does its job. I guess we'll go with those gears. 5th gear. Now while the brakes are cooked in this, they somewhat work enough to be parking brakes. Much more than parking brakes, unfortunately. Ooh, we gotta weave our way through here. The chip pile's nice and big. Well, I'm sure you'll hear me say many times about the noise level inside this cab, but it really is fantastic to be out of the weather. I didn't get much video of it because I planted corn at night, and it's not good video conditions, but I was using the 5610 after this video was filmed, and it was delightful. In fact, if I didn't have a cab, I would need a sweatshirt because it got really cold there earlier in May while I was planting corn. So I just put in my earplugs, wireless Bluetooth earplugs, play some music, listen to the radio, and I can drown out the noise that way. And I'll be happy in the rain, the snow, most conditions, and even the shade. I have popped the doors off the cab. I'm just enjoying the shade right now. It sure beats nothing. And, if it was a factory cab, there's too many nice things in there that would probably have been destroyed, from age and use of previous owners before me, that I'd be unhappy with. Well, what are we all thinking? Other than it's incredibly loud in here, the cab is just a noise box. It's bad as a 66 Series International cab. Come on, I know, skipping a gear there. first list. They've had a little bit of run time to round out. You're not going to round them out. Once they develop that flat spot, the foam is just going to be flat. You can't probably see it very well. The tire masks it somewhat. Ooh, we are bouncing away. Jeez. So far, power-wise, we seem to be doing okay. Ground's solid enough. We're not struggling to pull the spreader. And, you know, actually spreading and running the beaters doesn't use a whole lot of horsepower. Most of the horsepower for spread manure is pulling the load when we're piled high. And we may need it to get up this hill here. We'll pick a lower gear. We'll kind of coast up, watch for traffic. Hopefully find a gear before we go in the ditch, because the wheel likes to go to the left. I know, my glorious one-handed driving, and of course we have a whole lineup of people coming, and I have hardly a brake to stop for the guy behind me. Aren't they having fun getting stuck behind a load of manure? Okay, let's get out of here. Come on, let's go. Gaining speed up the hill, that's good. First big test complete. Now we just stick with this gear to be nice and slow for everybody, and I'm pointing shifting. We just gotta go up here a hair. One slow drive. Okay, here we are. One lower gear. That's an easy downshift. Get off the road. Reach down, get ready to open the gate so we make a big mess right by the road, right? Pull the lever, gate is up. Find the PTO somewhere down here. That is on. I see a few chunks flying. Let's roll. Got some area to cover with these. So actually I may want 6 gear just so we can spread it out. I've got a lot of area to cover and not a lot of manure. Well, that's fun. We've got a road. Looks like rye plant, maybe barley there. Probably gonna try to focus on the less grassy areas, because that maybe means there's a tad less fertility there, right? Well, one of the few times I'm not in the skid steer. I'll catch Dad dropping some bed again. Yeah, you're ready to come back over, aren't you? Looks like we're pretty close. Let's about to have this all covered back up. Typically I don't spread it so much. I'll just drop it and go and let the steer's action spread it all around. Because they'll have action. They'll romp around. I'm gonna play in it. Coming back here soon, bud. Well, y'all came from over there. You too afraid to go back? There you go. Go on. Don't look at me. I'm in a very bad spot. There you go. Follow them. Ta-da! Look at that. Nice, fresh place to romp around. Okay, so we're switching out here because I realized the ground's dry enough and we need to get more sweet corn in, which we started on Tuesday. Oh, come on. There's not supposed to be pressure, but I guess there is. I guess we'll do one of these. take the pressure off. But there's, you know, we're not dripping out oil. Whew. That was grippy. I guess that means good and tight. Now we're leaking a little bit. Whew. Gotta brace yourself when you pull those out. Okay. Quick take this off, and I'm gonna go plant the last of the first planting of sweet corn. I didn't get any video of that because we were racing the rain and kind of lost. Lever up. There we go. This will be the real test. Now I got some good pressure on that O-ring. Yep, we're up. Let's pick a gear, any gear. Break. Nice slow gear to get out of here. We got a tight fit between the poles. Ah, we got it. Good deal. We'll get out here. Put the markers on, we gotta change seed. We're only putting 2 varieties, but it's 2 big plantings at the very beginning. The next planting will catch up because the weather will get better. This first bit is just gonna get absolutely abused by cold and wet. It's pretty typical every year. There we go. Okay, we can reach things easier. Save some fuel, fill the starter. Ooh. Yeah, it's fuel's expensive. Nothing's leaking out. I mean, we got a little bit of oil everywhere, but they seem to be holding. That drip is probably just from the changeover. The point is we're not just streaming oil everywhere. Where there's connections, there's bound to be dribbles. Every variety has a different size plate. Of course, the plate size changes year to year for each variety also. There we go. Uses kind of some spring action of this plate here to hold it in. Flip it up. And sit it on one-handed pretty well. Hit those little hooks down there. Wow. Didn't have to turn too much there to get it on. Sometimes you got to turn the plate to get the little drive fingers to line up. This plate size is a C3. Most of the lower numbers are round, and we like round seed. Okay, let's try a few seeds in here. I'm gonna dump them all in. Check to make sure they graded them correctly. Now this seed isn't too terribly shriveled. Some of the sweet corn seed, now sweet corn's juicy on the ear and it's got to dry. Ooh, we won't have many doubles. I'd say it's an okay fit. We can go with it. And I haven't found any that don't look like they're gonna fit, but it's definitely a snug one. Every once in a while, if you look right there, that one's got a big gap. If you get 2 small seeds, maybe they'll double. And they're not quite perfectly shaped, so it's not as easy to size the sweet corn seeds. So I gotta put the rest of them in. I'll do probably a more in-depth video about this, but just a quick thing while we're doing everything, like spreading manure and planting sweet corn all in one day. Yeah, there's not much seed in these big boxes, but we're all divided up. 2 bags of seed, 27,000 pound or 2,700 seeds per pound. There's 10,000 seeds in this bag, so there's almost 4 pounds of seed. And we plant about 20,000 roughly per acre ish. So it's almost an acre of seed, but it'll probably be just a bit short because I'll have a few doubles maybe. It's hard to get this perfectly graded. I went up a plate size actually because it seemed kind of snug. And if it doesn't make it in the plate, can't get it in the ground. So we're only going with 1 marker too. Everything right now is in, bearings went out, and the blade came off last time we planted sweet corn, and I have new bearings. I just haven't put them in yet. Just got those yesterday, and I didn't expect they would actually dry up before the rain, and it's about to start raining again. So let's go put this seed out to drown and see if it can swim after tonight. So we got an inch of rain on Tuesday. Yep, finally dry again. And it's Friday. Planter up. Let's go to the field. Well, by the looks of it, especially closer to the road, and somebody watch the marker. Closer to the road, I mean, we're pushing the edge of what's dry enough, and maybe in some places I'm glad to have some extra turning wheels. So the fun math here, now we can evaporate off a third of an inch of water a day at 70 degrees. I think that's what the math is. So we got an inch on Tuesday roughly, and we're just about as dry. We haven't quite been up to 70 degrees every day. And of course it's starting to spittle on me now, but we need every bit of drying we could get coming out here. Yay. Oh, we're going, it's moving. It's all we need. I've planted and replanted, and this is kind of what it looks like. Going to replant. Got a little crust on top, but we're breaking the crust with the planter. You don't see that corn coming up yet, it's only been a few days. But at least we had this little bit of almost dryness, so it's not completely swamped. We're way past our stopping point, so I don't know what we're going to do here. This was plowed and disc once, and then this was rototilled right here. Okay, everybody up. See little red dots back there, that's our planter monitor check. Let's loop around back here. Oh, the dogs came along. There's usually no mice and rats while we're planting, but they're here for the adventure. Okay, swing your partner around and around. Now I gotta work real hard to make it my own marker mark, but the rototiller passes work out to about 2 rototiller passes per planter here. So that's how we're gonna space this out. I won't have to check seed just yet. We shouldn't have to, there should be plenty. Put it in the ground on the move because we're not fully dry.